My name's Sara Sheridan and I'm going to read to you from Secret of the Sands, which is my next book. I don't have any books yet because there aren't any, so I'm reading off a manuscript copy. And this is a little section about Jessup and Jones, who are British naval officers who've been sent into the desert in the Arabian Peninsula, and they've been captured, they've been kidnapped. It's the sort of thing that happens today in the Middle East to foreign soldiers sometimes. So this section is Jessup and Jones, 15th of October 1833. Because he only sees the camp on the occasions when the Emir decides to have the tents taken down, loaded and transported to a new location, Jessup has become attuned to the noises that surround such an operation. The dismantling itself is all but silent, but the hubbub of men and women performing strenuous work in the heat, even though the removals do not take place over the hottest 6 hours of the day, is distinctive. Jones has not spoken much for some days, the doctor notes. However, he's hardly been a sparkling conversationalist himself. He considers saying something now, for the camp is definitely being dismantled, and he knows they will be fetched and herded like livestock, in fact, alongside the goats, to whichever new location the Emir has picked out. He lifts his hand, which moves Jones's wrist, disturbing him, and the lieutenant grunts and snores. The doctor thinks, he's deep asleep. I shall leave him. Jessup smiles as it passes across his mind that the details of tribal life in the interior is exactly why the two of them were sent here, and now here he is, something of an expert. He knows the tasks the women perform and what's the men's responsibility. He has a good idea of the spiritual considerations that are taken into account when the Bedou make decisions, and he has a particularly sharp understanding of the importance of water. Water shapes this culture, he thinks. Water drives it. There is little for the British to trade here as far as he can ascertain. The country lacks any kind of effective infrastructure to do so, and he cannot think that British textiles or even opium would be in demand. The Arabs are Puritan in their tastes, and Allah, he is sure, would not approve of the poppy. He imagines a railway built through the desert, and then laughs out loud. It is an outrageous and ridiculous notion. The doctor is no engineer, but he is sure it will be impossible, for large stretches of Rub al-Khali is made up of shifting dunes. However, he allows himself the luxury of considering a few station names. The doctor favours a romantic and picks out oases of stars painted with white ink on a burgundy plaque. He imagines purchasing a ticket from the oasis of stars all the way to the station at Euston, which he understands is under construction, from copies of the London Illustrated News he last read in the officers' mess in Bombay. If I start now, I might even, he smirks, get there in time for the grand opening.